song springs the dawn of a celebration for a very special birthday. Welcome back to the Sunshine State Rails, and here at Vitis Junction is our first stop on our birthday trip for my friend Stetson. Just a couple days ago, he has turned 14. One of my closest railfanning friends is growing up right along with us. So what else could we do but head out to our favorite place and shoot some of our favorite trains. The first train we sprung upon this morning was CSX train Q452, a mixed freight train coming out of Hialeah Yard in Miami, stopping in Winston, going through Plant City, then coming up the S line converging here at Vitis Junction. Whoa, something's going down. What is going down? CSX train A782 coming out of Winston Yard, coming up the Vitis subdivision, is right on the tail end of Q452 at Vitis Junction. 452 will let A782 get ahead of him at Ellerslie, but right here at Vitis Junction is where these two meet end to end. Today, A782 is rock loads coming out of Winston Yard, heading up the S line to drop them somewhere, though I don't know exactly where because there are two types of rock in this train, but this train can work any industry between here and Ocala, so this rock could be for either Coleman, Wildwood, or Ocala. Needless to say, this was a move not seen often, if ever, here, and I can't say that I've ever seen this move before myself. Since 452 had to stop at Ellerslie to let 782 overtake him, we took that opportunity to leap ahead to Lakuchi siding. These signals have been in place for almost 2 years now, but the color light signals that were once here are now replaced by absolute satellite-controlled signals. After these two trains, it wouldn't be an exactly prime time of the day, if you know what I'm saying. So nothing else would make its way down the Sunshine State Rails that we were on until Amtrak 91 showed his face from Lakeland, coming down the hill, flying into downtown Tampa. Our good old Plant City local 0709 had been waiting his turn in line for the last hour. So finally, it was his turn to move onto the A line and make his way south, or west I should say, to Tampa.
Out on the hand, 6900.
Then it was time to head over to Winston Yard. Another train was coming out of here too, Q453, headed to Miami after switching Winston Yard for the last hour or so and getting a new crew to make the last of the journey south. Then after that, we had quite the drive to make to get ahead of our next train, Q442, coming out of Tampa. He had bypassed us at Plant City without our knowing, and by the time we could get ahead of him, we were at Owensboro. So enjoy this mainline shot of this Tampa train headed to Georgia. Another hour goes by, and Waycross, Georgia, mixed freight, bound for Tampa. Next up was Q046, for now nightly intermodal traffic out of Uceda Yard in Tampa to Jacksonville. We make our way over to downtown Lakeland. A CSX train 0725 is heading to Davenport, with power on head being two ST70 AHs staged in our area of the Sunshine State. Quick leap over to Lakeland Junction, Q604 is leaving Winston Yard. Trailing second of third, trailing 2 out of 3, is CSX locomotive 3010, which is the Gainesville Midland sticker unit, though there's not much of a sticker left anymore. The last train of our late night would be CSX train Q045, headed from Jacksonville to Tampa with intermodal traffic. Now tonight we see a very rare sight on this train, a mid-train DPU locomotive. Now this train only needs 2 engines to be pulled, and there only are 2 engines, one at the front, one in the middle. it is our second and last day, and we only caught one train today, and that train was Q213. Now, since I've taken my sweet time to upload this video and get it together, y'all have probably heard about this train already from other people, but if not, this is train Q213, and it is a seasonal auto rack train from Baldwin to Tampa. Instead of CSX running the racks on Q441, it now has its own unit train. Racks now go to Winston as well as Tampa on this one train. 213 will drop racks at Winston for other trains to hand off to other destinations, and then we'll head to Tampa with these loaded racks. This being a seasonal train only runs during peak season, which is a peak in the market where people are buying more stuff, usually in between August and December. Oh, and I should mention, the empty version of this train is Q214, and I have caught that train at the time of me actually finishing the editing of this video. But thanks for joining me on this October trip, and I'll see you sometime very soon on the Sunshine State Rails.